So what we have to remember is that you guys are masters. You are multi-dimensional beings, and a part of you, a part of the energy of you, decided to come here in the third dimension and become human beings. And everybody's trying to figure out what the hell they're doing here. Why is it so hard? Why is it so difficult? And it's so difficult because we keep judging everything. One of the big things we talk about in here is we take the concept of moving from judgment to observation. I think it's a lifelong consideration here, and we're going to have to keep expanding upon it. So the other thing that we always talk about, and I'm going to keep reminding you because even though you know it, it still tags all of you guys. You've been trained to think third dimensionally. You've been trained to stay myopically focused on a couple of the issues that keep showing up with repetitiveness. The contrast. Contrast is like a failing moment or a circumstance in your life that keeps happening with challenges. You know, whether it's in the health, the finances, the relationships, the purposefulness at work. And it's like 4 things, and there's a million things going on in your vortex that are just perfectly aligned, but we're not talking about them. Later on, we'll do an exercise called shape-shifting that I want you guys to start to experience. So the idea is your shift. This is another phrase that we're going to really start to embrace. Your shift is not a strategy away, it's a frequency. We're going into the full conversation of everything is a frequency. Everything is a frequency. And if we can be very mindful of the stories that we're telling, that's not wrong, but now we're getting into a place where it's time to catch with greater clarity. Consciousness is going to help you get in contact with your alignment. That's why we do the breath work all the time. The breath is always bringing us back to the present moment, because when we inhale, we begin life, and when we exhale, we die. I mean, if we're talking about this in a quantum realmed way, one of the things, whether you consider yourself from a past life perspective or just the eternal moment of now, it's just a shot. It's just a photo, so to speak. It's like a, we've talked about it, the movie reel. Now, 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 and in each moment of now, you're choosing from various dimensions, what does the now look like? And I'd love to get into this conversation and start to see what you guys think about this, because you have access to so much more, but you've been trained to just choose from these 4 or 6 multi-dimensions, right? We're all clear on this. Does this make sense to folks? I know this is good. All right. So we're going to keep going over this, but I really want you guys to start to be with this, because when you get stuck on a circumstance, you've got to understand what, okay. Remember the experiment we did with the rice? You can check it out online, it's online. And love, the rice was beautiful. It's the Emoto experiment, right? And then what are you? You're mostly water. You're mostly water. So if it did that to the rice in 3 weeks, what do you think your thoughts are doing to your body temple? What do you think it's doing? And this then shows up in the manifested frequency of the body temple 3 months later, 4 months later, and then a couple of decades later we get a diagnosis. Is anybody blaming anybody here? No, we're not. This is not a blame game. We're so done with that idea, right? Right? We're done with it. You gotta start to be with the fact that you are multi-dimensional, and whether you get it done in this linear time-space continuum or not doesn't matter.